Good morning, Cobblestone. Happy Monday. It's Mindful Monday. If you want to find a seat in your Soma space, if you've found one yet in your house, I hope you have. I hope you've made your bed and had your tea. I had breakfast in bed today. It's my birthday. Yay! So I thought it would be a great idea to talk about mindfulness on Mondays. So this will be more of a video series for Mindful Mondays. So good morning, good morning. So I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. It's a time of renewal, spring, Easter, all of the things that come with new growth, new ideas, renewal, and hopefully sunshine will come. I know today's a bit stormy, but maybe we can calm the storm with some mindfulness practices. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is attention to the present moment, an awareness of the present moment without judgment. So sometimes we act and react really quickly to things that are going around outside of us. And like we talked about on Friday, our stop procedure, our sit or stand back, take a breath, observe, then proceed. That's kind of what mindfulness is about. So it's a little bit about noticing what's going on the inside when outside things happen. So for example, maybe you turn on the news and you see a story that makes you feel something. Maybe you feel nervous or anxious or angry, or maybe super happy. These are stimulus from the outside world, and you have a choice. The best part about mindfulness is that you have a choice on how you react, right? And mindfulness also starts with an awareness, that noticing and becoming aware of what's going on. Because I think what happens is we have a tendency to attach a judgment to things that happen, and the judgment means it's good or it's bad. So in mindfulness, we try to suspend that judgment, we try to let it go, and we try to just become aware and sit in that awareness. So we'll try one little meditation. So mindfulness is also about meditation. So we'll try one little meditation, and then I want you to let me know if you can, how long this lasts throughout the day. Good morning, Peg. So maybe today you decide you're going to try this mindfulness practice and see what happens when something stressful occurs. Try this technique and see what you think, just for today. So finding a comfortable spot on your blanket, and hopefully you found your Soma space. Even if your Soma space is just a chair that you sit in, that is just for you in this moment. Maybe it's just a dedicated corner in a room, and maybe it changes throughout the day. Maybe you have to use it at a certain time for something else, but maybe there's a certain time where it's just your Soma space, like the morning or the evening, or after lunch, yeah? See if you can find that Soma space this week and send me pictures. I'd really love to see pictures of people's Soma spaces. Okay, so you're in your Soma space and you are sitting or you're lying down. Try to make sure that if you're sitting, try to make sure you tap the top of the head, open the door at the top of the head. Good morning. And just notice. So you're gonna sit Again, you want your hips a little bit higher than your knees, if you can, if that's possible. And your back, it doesn't have to be super straight. You can let the curves of the spine happen, yeah. You're sitting comfortable, but you're alert, right? So meditation doesn't really count if you fall asleep. If you fall asleep during meditation, it might mean that you need a little bit more rest, and we all probably need a little bit more rest, but maybe we're sleeping really well. And maybe we can use this time to just be calmly aware. So finding a minute, finding your chair, finding your sits bones. Let your shoulders come up to your ears and then let them drop. Bring your chin to your chest. And then bring your eyes to the sky. Take your hand, bring it up and over, and let the shoulders drop. The shoulders relax. Try the other side. And dip the head to the side. Tiny little movement or big movement, depending on how warm your neck is. I told you I had breakfast in bed, so I'm a little bit... I did have my tea though, and the bed is made. It's great to start the day with a bed made and a nice cup of warm tea. So let's drop into our practice. You can do this practice with your eyes closed, or you can just use something, maybe an object, maybe a flower, maybe something as your object of focus. Or you can just close the eyes a little bit, soften the focus, and look down over the nose. Again, you can be doing this practice closed, eyes closed, halfway, or with something to focus on. As you inhale and exhale, focus on the sensation of the air running through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, feel the texture of the breath. How is your breath? Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. This time we're going to close our mouth and we're just going to feel the breath moving in through the nose and then out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. See if you can settle into this kind of breath for the rest of this few moments of mindfulness practice. So keeping the breath stable, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose, and notice what you notice. Mindfulness is becoming aware of the present moment without judgment. So those of us who it's easy to focus on the breath, fantastic. Keep breathing, feeling the warm air up through the nose and traveling out gently through the nose. Allow the shoulders and the lungs to respond easily. Notice if you're having thoughts like, this is going well, This is not going well. This is amazing. This is terrible. Recognize those thoughts. Congratulations. It's your first moment of mindfulness. When you notice the mind starting to take your thoughts on little walks, gently bring it back to the sensation of the inhale and the exhale. The mind is like a puppy. It goes after whatever distraction. It's curious. I wonder how long this is gonna last. I wonder if I'll ever do this again. I wonder why I haven't done this before. All of these thoughts. Mindfulness is awareness of the present moment without judgment. So far, so good. Let's try one more thing before we close our practice. Let's try the body scan that we did on Friday. So body scan is simply going in your mind's eye, imagining different parts of your body from head to toe. Just noticing the sensations in these body parts. Let's start with the top of the head. So inhaling, imagining the crown. We've talked about the open door at the top of the head. Imagining that door opening and the spine lifting, growing from the inside as the pelvis grounds down. So you have two forces of energy happening at once. Grounding and rising, elongating, spreading up and growing down. Yeah. Notice if with all of this new attention, if you've started new thoughts, wow, I have a headache, or I have the sensation of tightness in my jaw. Congratulations, another moment of mindfulness, awareness of the present moment without judgment. Bring the thoughts back to the breath, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, calming through the nose. Let's travel in our mind's eye to the neck and the shoulders. Bringing breath and just awareness of the shoulders. Maybe you sense the shoulder on the right side and you travel down in your mind's eye to the elbow and you follow that awareness all the way down to the fingertips. And maybe with your next breath, your inhale reaches all the way from the shoulder down to the fingertips. Try the same thing on the left side. So my right, your left. From breath all the way down to fingertips. Full breath. And awareness of the shoulders, how they connect to the arms, fingers. Yeah. Maybe you even bring into that awareness the fact that the scapula, the beautiful shoulder bone in the back, is also connected to the fingertips, so that the back really is responsible for reaching the arms, so you can put your back into any reaching moment. Heart center. Bring an awareness and some breath into the heart center, becoming mindful of the heart and all that comes with it. If you notice thinking thoughts, say to yourself, thinking, and come back to the breath. Rib cage, lungs. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale with a sigh. Ha. Good, the lungs. As you inhale, you expand. As you exhale, condense, shrink, coming back to center. Becoming mindful of the action of breathing, the diaphragm. As you inhale, the diaphragm presses down. As you exhale, it kind of snuggles back into the rib cage and kind of snuggles in there. So inhaling, the central tendon of the diaphragm pulls down, and that beautiful sheath of muscle pulls down. And then as you exhale, the dome, it kind of domes back in and snuggles into the rib cage. Maybe that's too many thinking things. So maybe you just become mindful, awareness of the present moment without judgment. Being grateful that your body does these beautiful, most complicated yet simplest things. Every part has its own little job, and a change in the part creates a change in the whole. And this is true for mindfulness and our reactions. One little reaction can change the atmosphere of the whole room. So we become mindful of our reactions. Coming now to the belly, becoming mindful of the gut and all of the process of digestion, assimilation, elimination, all those amazing things our body does for us. We don't even really have to become aware for them to happen. But sometimes we do become aware, and then we have a judgment, right? Like, ooh, I ate too much, or I am starving and I don't know what to eat, or that milk was a little old, yeah? Something. So you have a judgment about what's happening in your gut, or you have gut feelings about something, right? Become mindful without judgment, becoming aware of the presence of the gut without judging it. Becoming grateful for all of the things that your body does for you. Big belly breath. You're almost there. Hips. Becoming mindful, becoming aware of the hip joints. Maybe you change your posture, maybe you move them a little bit. Meditation isn't necessary. It's not necessary to stay still completely. Some practices, yeah, you can, but I find that if you're feeling discomfort, your best bet is to become aware of that discomfort, make a little change, and learn a little bit about what that discomfort means to you. Notice the sensations that come up. These are just messages from the body. They're just communications. It's like little emails. like this lumbar spine or this knee, and give some mindful awareness to that body part. Coming now in your mind's eye to the leg, the top of the leg, the back of the leg. Take a nice deep inhale. Maybe you're feeling a little tightness in the neck. Notice the little messages your body sends you. Just notice, bringing them up to your awareness. Coming to the knees now, taking a nice deep inhale in the knees, becoming mindful of the knees. Nice deep breath. We can have a lot of troubles in the knees, right? There's a lot of old stories there. Maybe we've had injuries. Maybe our knees are starting to talk to us a little bit more when we're walking up and down the stairs. Or maybe we're sitting in a wheelchair and we can't feel our knees. We can't sense that, right? Even just the imagination, even just a simple touch on the knee. Without judgment, without telling yourself, oh, that's my bad knee, or this is my good knee. Or can we just bring into the awareness the structure of the knee? How the top bone fits into the lower bone, the patella, separate little kneecap. Maybe bring your mind back to just the anatomy of the knee, the working parts of the knee, and breathing some gentle, mindful awareness into the knee joints. And the knee, the calf, below the knee is the calf and the shin and the calf. Bringing some mindful awareness to the lower leg. How's the mind chatter? Are you able to come back to the breath? Finally, coming to the ankle and the foot. Taking a nice deep breath. Exhaling through the mouth. If you can, bring your knees straight or bring your feet together. Clasp your hands. If you're sitting in your wheelchair, take a minute to sense your feet underneath you. Maybe you look at your feet. If you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes. Let's see if we can get one last mindful breath all the way from the feet, up through the lower body, up, open door at the top of the head. Let's see if we can travel, find a little circle of breath throughout the whole body. Mindfulness is awareness of the present moments without judgment. And this was mindfulness practice with body scan and breath. I hope you enjoyed. Take a minute. Oh, I got my rock. Let me get my rock. Revived. This is a great week for rejuvenation, for revival, for refreshing, renewing. Let's take a fresh look, a mindful look let's take a look around, and instead of making a judgment first, let's sit back, let's take a breath, let's observe, and then proceed. Set your intention for today. How do you want to feel? Take one last inhale. Exhale, make a sound. Ha. Great. Inhale. Arms down, out, and up. Quick stretch. Feel that glorious breath all the way from the fingertips down, all the way to the toes. Namaste. Inhale, halfway lift, big clap. Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I want you to have a wonderful day. We have some messages from Tom and Dale. We have a yoga class coming up from Colette. We have, I have updates for the walk. So pay attention. I'll be doing some posts on that. And I'm sure there's a lot in store for us this week. We are starting a YouTube channel. So, and I'll be putting all of the videos that we have made available on Facebook on YouTube, so that if you don't have access to Facebook, our friends that don't really have access to Facebook can also take advantage of all of the things that we're doing. Most of you have received your packets. If you haven't received a packet, it's coming. Thank you to our drivers who fearlessly took packets and buses out on their routes. It was such a joy to hear student reactions when they saw their bus in the driveway. Yeah, so stay tuned. We'll see you again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Make it a great day.